Oh, that was the most club hockey.
A happy Knights travel 80 miles down the turnpike, having been unbeaten in their last 2 before the break. Miami, on the other end, have 1 win in their last 4 prior to the holiday pause. It's a hockey night in South Florida on the University of Miami Hockey Network. Hello, welcome. I'm Ryan Lee. Alongside me, Connor Stein. Thank you so much for joining us. And Connor, as we just mentioned, it's a brand new year. It's the 2025 portion of the schedule for the entirety of the hockey world. And it's a new chapter for everyone, the New Year's, but especially for the Miami Hurricanes. 4-9-1 to start things off in the 2024 stretch. I'm sure they wouldn't just want to not only flip a new chapter, but maybe flip a whole new book as well.
Yeah, well, if we want any indication of how Miami is going to come out in this game, it'll be in the first 5 or so minutes. Miami, fresh off their holiday break, needing some kind
right to left, while Lynn, they're going left to right. And just out of the gate, we've got an offside. Thank you so much for joining us to show that the Division II side of things is a much different animal. Miles Hartung makes his way as a call up from the Division III squad. Send that one towards net. Hartung back in the thick of things. Couple twirls, couldn't get it through as Berg continues the cycle. In front, couldn't connect with Jonathan Nas. Sam Stone steps in, poked along the corner with Urim. We just talked about Miami having a long shift on their defensive side. Now this one is for Lynn, but Marc-Andre eventually able to create some breathing room as the guys on the ice in blue will get a breather. Jonathan Nas. Berg's got it with Fensterstock. Fensterstock holds on as he just flutters this one around for Berg. And a quick penalty coming up, no indication. And the high stick is the answer with the whistle coming. Power play coming up. We'll be skating for the first time today, 5-on-4.
Yeah, it looks like Berg just got a little bit too antsy there in the defensive zone for the Hurricanes, but nevertheless, the Hurricanes now heading on the power play, even though for the good majority of those first 5 minutes, it felt like Lynn was on the power play. Besides that gritty last line for the Canes, I really like what Coach Amello has done with this last
spark. Maybe try something different, because you never know what can strike gold when it's all said and done. So it is going to be a high sticking penalty against University of Miami, as they do have the power play, are the Knights, and the clearance once more from Estulin. Vicino to cross. Fires, it took a stick. It was Estulin disrupting the way, and there's 100 ticks to go on the Lynn man advantage.
We kind of see it there. Vicino, if I'm circling one guy on the Hurricanes list, it's Vicino, number 8 in blue. He has caused havoc not only in the game against them earlier in the season, but also throughout the entire league this year as well.
Miami can't get out because Lynn continue the pressure. Luca Vicino works the wall. Owens dislodges and clears. An opportunity for Sam Sheffield, the junior from Boca, to enter the zone. Sheffield lets that one go. Went stick on stick again, and already we saw a couple of high danger shot opportunities for Lynn, but the penalty killing unit, the stick on stick, has been working for them so far. Only about a minute 2 deep in the power play.
Yeah, no shot, no hate on the power play killing so far for the Hurricanes. They've contained it. They haven't allowed too many opportunities to get behind them, and just like that, a race down the ice.
Falsetto steps out to slap it through. And eventually Sam Stone prevents the entry, and eventually the second chance goes. A quick cross, and a great save there by Hoffman. A nice cross attempt by the Knights as a quick shot from range misses the net. Stone up and out.
Show-stopping save there by Hoffman. The Hurricanes better be thanking their goaltender after that one.
Especially when consider how reliable he's been throughout the season. 9 games played of the 14 this year for Miami. Wide angle try, sticked away by Hoffman. Makes its way in front for Scapitolo. who will send it back to the point for Towns Haley. Lets that one go. First try, no. Second try, final seconds of power play. Roca sends this one deep. We're back to even strength.
Two-out opportunity.
Quick try goes, was well wide, but it's recovered again by the Hurricanes. Quick shot in tight, whiff on the shot. Second chance, back to the point and out for Kyle McGuire.
Something that I'm already seeing early is the impact of Moore, number 17 in white. He's coming off an injury sustained earlier in the season and already making an impact in this one.
Especially how he has been off of the roster since the beginning of October due to a leg injury, and he springs Fensterstock loose. Fensterstock lets that one rip. Falsetto with a save, no rebound for Estulin. Attempt to keep this one in their possession as Kagan, he saw Fensterstock but didn't see him pass the blue line, so instead of just letting the touch go for the whistle, they'll elect to get some fresh legs out. Estulin with a strip. Fensterstock the setup. Backhands that one around. Can't find anyone except for Urim as we're just under 12 minutes to go in the first. Up in the air, Kagan down the ice, and it'll come back the other direction against Lynn. Especially coming off of how their season started off, 7-6-1. It was almost a tale of two separate sections of their season was Lynn. They were on an absolute tear to start off the season. Across November, only one win in the 6th after that, as we have back-to-back icings. And when you're a team like Lynn, you really start off on that hot hand. You got 5 wins in your first 8 across September and October, but you only muster up a win and a tie. But I guess maybe the silver lining is that win and tie were your last 2 results prior to the break.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps with momentum-wise. This Lynn team, though, different every year. Sometimes they're not as good as they are, but this year they've definitely gotten a lot more better, I would say.
They were towards the bottom of the division last year in the 23-24 side of things, but right now they're in the middle of the right now they're a little bit towards the top of the pack, 5th place in CHS D2 as that one gets sent all the way down the Lynn side. Trying to escape is Mason Morey. Morey can't quite escape. It's stuck in the feet of Berg, and Esposito can't quite get that one loose. Esposito pestered by Turlick as he is with Berg and Ray Owens. Already a change for Tomamello as there's a huge collision there between Esposito and Zadakis. Lynn can't get it free, makes its way back. Stone with a rip, but it goes off for the body of Sal Esposito, who tries to reverse, but Stone stays strong on the stick, and he goes in once more. Stone, the poke check towards the boards as it comes back to center. Back on the ice, chipping it in deep. Ricky Kashrakani right off of the bench. Kashrakani back on it once more with Owens. Waits for reinforcements because taking that one 1v4 would have been a high-risk, low-reward probability for Raymond Owens as he approach the halfway mark of the first. Cycle through for Kyle McGuire. Scapitolo is able to get the pickpocket. In front, wanted to set up, second try. Just flutters outside of the blue line as it could not be contained by the freshman. Evan Roca. Stretch pass off of the stick. There goes Adam Berg, so he can go off on a change. Moore, wide angle, save by Falsetto. Moore wanted to give Mensimer a try in front, but it gets stopped by Roca before it makes its way back. Now Moore attempts to strip, and Jusko cannot connect either. Eventually makes his way for Mensimer. Mensimer, swing and a miss there as Kagan's back at center.
We see Moore here, typically a first-line guy for Miami, but Tomamello electing to put him on this third line here in this matchup against Lynn. Probably get the feet back under him and recover from that injury, but he's looked like he's been shot out of a cannon ever since recover from that injury, but he's looked like he's been shot out of a cannon ever since this first period started.
And with 8:50 to go in the first period of play, it's been a very different swing of things. It's almost like there was a pro-Miami section and then the pro-Lynn section that started off the game. And things have really gone the Cranes' way, but Lynn trying to Haley. Now it's an opportunity to spring loose Estulin with Ferry. Estulin 2-on-1 across Ferry scores! Riker Ferry with the first goal of 2025. Didn't play the last 3 games of 2024. Kicks off 25 with the first goal for Miami.
A little bang bang 1-2 for the Canes. Ferry fresh off of injury. We see
Vecino
them exit the zone here. Great job by Ferry to get the puck initially to
Estulin 2-on-1
he finds
across
Ferry
scores!
all alone. Not much a defenseman can do. He decides to stick with Ferry, but nevertheless, the Hurricanes are now able to take a 1-0 lead.
Now a chance for Lynn to potentially counterattack with Thomas Osaro. Osaro couldn't quite do much with that. Riker Ferry, a team-leading 9th goal of the season for the senior from West Newton, Massachusetts. And now it allows the momentum to continue Miami's way and that one got flung right into the Lynn bench.
It's almost like, I'd say, Ryan, ever since those first 5 minutes, I say, of wear and tear, feeling each other out, Miami really found themselves, and ever since has been full speed of gas.
First period of play with the Miami 1-0 lead. Lynn already trying to start things up with Urim. Urim, wide angle, Hoffman the kick out. Stuck along the wall. And it's Jake Turlick on the near side as he tries to feed it through center. Turlick, however, couldn't get the second chance across as it makes its way around for Sal Esposito. Riker Ferry on the 2-on-1 from Alain Estulin at 11:43 is the official mark. Mark Andre. No flurry there as it's just going to be cleared out. As Andre will send this one deep and allow his fellow Knight teammates to get a change in. Hartung using those long strides, trying to catch up, but Evan Roca, nice position after coming off on the bench. And Mensimer is able to continue the cycle of play. Sheffield got past one, couldn't get past Hoffman as Hartung flips it up. 6.5 to go in the first period. 1-0 for the Canes. Morey in front, wanted the tip in off the side of the net, couldn't get it to go. But it's Morey again. Sheffield lets it go. That goes off of a leg. A nice block in front from the Miami Hurricanes, and that allows them to get some breathing room as we are 6 minutes remaining in the first period. Hoffman will freeze things.
That's one of those things we didn't really see in the first 5 minutes. A clear from the defensive zone for the Hurricanes, but they've seemed to have found their footing. And honestly, Lynn hasn't really tested Max Hoffman ever since the start of this first period.
And especially because he has not necessarily had the best stretches of his college hockey South career, to say the least. 3-6 across his 9 starts in the first portion of the season, with a .805 save percentage and a 6.0 goals against average. Those are 2 marks I'm sure he would love to get up in order to really complete this turnaround for the Canes, as Roca sends this one in deep, but Sam Stone cuts off. Morey, one of the alternate captains of this UM side. It's held in, back by Zadakis. Arm goes up, holding call upcoming, and we will be going back to special teams once more. Back for Lynn.
Brendan Moore getting that call, the holding, got a little antsy with his hands, and now Miami forced to kill a penalty with 5:17 left to go in this first period.
Lynn works. Flub for Sheffield. Beautiful diving block, and now a chance for Lion Estelin. Estelin shorthanded in. Quick feed in front, but Fensterstock couldn't get the handle. 20 seconds deep into this power play as Constant walks in again. Constant. He's got Dowdy alongside him. Dowdy back for Morey. Morey, Vicino. Vicino looking for a setup. Goes across, took a deflection, and it's Sheffield versus Estulin, and it's going to be McGuire who sends it around. Estulin, short-handed chances. Fensterstock couldn't get the reach as Falsetto lets things continue to roll with 1:07 on the man advantage for the Knights. Morey enters, back for Constant. Wanted to send it in front. Hoffman the initial save. No second chance needed with McGuire disrupting things. Luca Vicino, a penalty is drawn, and a tripping penalty will be the verdict, and this most likely will end the power play for the Knights.
Constant trying to plead his case. It was a battle in the corner, and Miami will now go on a 4-on-4 with a chance for a little bit of power play time nearing the end of this first period, but Constant there just got a little bit antsy with his stick, and now Miami with the chance in their offensive zone.
Four-on-four, we skate for 50 seconds. As Towns Haley holds back and swings it across for his defensive partner, Vicino. Haley sends it towards Dowdy, lets that one go, absorbed by Max Hoffman. And you mentioned it on that last power play opportunity, how Hoffman has really made a lot of key saves and key moments, Haley especially on a counterattack like
this
one. Swings it
Yeah,
across
we
for his
see
defensive
Lynn
partner,
break out here on
Vicino.
the 4-on-4, and
Haley
the big
sends
the
it towards
Lynn
Dowdy,
Knights
lets
just
that
kinda
one
creep
go,
in, and all of a
absorbed
sudden,
by
Max
Max
Hoffman once
Hoffman.
again able to make a crucial save that's kept the Hurricanes with this lead.
Quick little look back by Zadakis to check the clock. You got 23 seconds before you're back in the power play. They're through contact before he reconnected, but a quick strip again by Stone. Stone back, try to get something to go before Lynn goes shorthanded. No more 4-on-4 time. It's now a 1:06 Miami power play as Brandon Moore comes over the boards. Through the legs of Towns Haley. Moore and Haley on the corner. Turlick continues the circle round. Estulin prevents the chop from Haley, and it's back to the point from Sam Stone. Ferry coming off of the bench to get the unit on. Stone
Out of this power play.
Kagan saw that one fly behind him as it's a quick race into the corner. Evan Roca. Morey, one more dump in, and this should pretty much do it for the Miami power play with 2:10. Ferry prevents icing, so it's a foot race for Owens. Morey got a chance to talk to his father / Lynn's head coach Dave Morey, talking about the momentum they created, and sometimes it's a matter of keeping things up or going the opposite direction, which for them would be down. But they've been continuing to keep pressure on as Asaro lets that one elevate high. Morey keeps it in play with Asaro letting it fly behind. Mensimer in the scrap. Ferry continues onward with 1:23 in the first. Estulin could not get free as it's Diduck. Diduck blasts that one off the glass. A quick pirouette there for Drew Constant as Diduck's got it again. Wanted to go in front as we're in the final minute as Estulin couldn't get it free. Morey. He's got Farrell over him, wanted the wide angle, took a body. Morey again, can't get the wraparound. Scrap in the blue paint. Continue to circle through is Ian Urim. Morey wants the backhander into the glove of Max Hoffman. And being able to contain the pressure has really been something that Miami has struggled at. But as we mentioned, 2025 has provided new things for them defensively.
Yeah, we kind of see what Lynn
again
was getting
can't
at
get the
in the first 5
wraparound,
minutes
scrap
or
in the
so,
blue
but
paint.
once again we see
Continue to
Max
circle
Hoffman
through
with a
is Ian
tremendous
Urum.
glove save
Morey
after
wants
a
the
good quality
backhander
lane
into the
opportunity.
glove. And you saw you had
Max
the man wide
Hoffman.
open on that near
And
side too. So probably the key stop from preventing this game from being level, as that one takes a stick into the American flag. And
Yeah.
especially for Lynn, who have been very solid on the road too, you want to make sure that you want to really contain home ice. That's something Miami struggled with in the first portion of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Lynn is just, I guess the theme of this period has just been missed opportunities for them. You mentioned that missed pass, just not capitalizing on power plays. That's definitely going to be something that the head man of Lynn mentions.
Final 20 seconds of the period. Lynn want to potentially tie it as it's cut off. Owen Gupta. Gupta had a potential 3-on-2 with Turlik, but they might be content with letting the period expire, as no one is quite able to get any real pressure. Constant, 5 seconds left to go. Backhander, wind up, took a shot, Hoffman the save, and that'll do it for the first period of play. And you mentioned missed opportunities. You almost saw a 3-on-2 reverse course from Miami, but considering what they're going up against in the way that Lynn has played, you've got to be impressed with the way that they've gone defensively.
I mean, this has just been a completely different game than the one that we saw in the first game, or the
return here to Kendall Ice Arena in Kendall, Florida. Ryan Lee, Connor Stein with you the whole way through, where Miami have taken a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes of play. And Connor, we got to see a lot of really good opportunities from both sides, both the Knights and from the Hurricanes. What really stood out to you from either side after the first 20 of 2025?
Yeah, I mean, Miami just keeping constant pressure in Lynn's zone and then eliminating the offensive chances for Lynn and keeping everything in front of them. Max Hoffman wasn't really pressured that much in that first period, but Miami's got to stay on their roll. We have seen them in games past this season kind of keep their foot off the gas.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you consider how things have really changed, maybe it's that mental/physical rest of the couple of weeks they were off for the winter break, or maybe it's just the fact that there's a little bit of those jitters of getting back into the game and still kind of working your legs under you. When you have that long hiatus and trying to get back into the swing of things, what maybe were those challenges that you saw in the first 20 minutes of guys getting their sea legs back under them?
Well, we saw in the first 2 minutes, Estelin and another Hurricane run into each other right in front of the Lynn bench. So that's just one of the things that you kind of have to eliminate when you go more into the game. And we saw it. They were playing a lot more gelled in this period, in that first period, once it got along and they got more minutes. But I'm looking for Miami to establish more of an offensive presence. They did good. They got their one goal, but you can't beat this Lynn squad by one goal. You've got to keep putting your foot on the gas and causing havoc in front of the net, because good things always happen when you cause pressure in front of the net.
Especially going off of that note that you mentioned about one-goal games. Lynn, they've been great in one-goal games. 5 times they've had a game end within a single goal. They've won 4 of those 5 games. University of Miami on the other end, they've had struggles with one-goal games, 2-2-1 when any game is within 1 goal. But 1 goal is the advantage for the Miami Hurricanes as they look to continue the second period against the Lynn Fighting Knights. Miami will start off the second period from left to right, while Lynn are going right to left to start period 2. Ryan Lee, Connor Stein with you the whole way through, and the rest of our University of Miami Hockey Network crew. We thank you so much for joining us tonight and this whole season all the way through. As Miami gets the first bit of possession, Elian Estelin got the reception from Riker Ferry. Ferry wanted to go back to Ferry, but it got disrupted by one of the blue jerseys. Eddie Valencia tried to pitch it for Vicino as Lynn decide to continue their attack towards Max Hoffman, but nothing can come off of the corner with Jackson Dowdy unable to win the fight in the corner. Side of the net, Hoffman reaches out as it sputters back to center. Sam Stone. Dowdy just sends that one well wide of the net. First one there is Valencia. Haley wanted to send that one through off of the leg of Evan Zadakis. Couldn't quite spring Fensterstock free as he couldn't get the handle. The Dowdy shot was wide right of the net as Fensterstock wanted to come loose again, but Lynn are offside. And that one was a bit of an errant whistle. They were ready to call offside against Lynn, and in a jumble of players, possibly.
Yeah, that's a good call by the official. Give Miami the offensive zone draw. They got pushed over for that call there. The official tried to plead his case and say it was an offside draw, but Miami was all in their rights to touch that puck. It was Lynn that was offside. But this gives Miami a much-deserved offensive zone draw.
Especially when they were attempting to start the counterattack the other way as it's held on by Adam Berg. Berg takes a tumble. Arm goes up. Lynn will go shorthanded for tripping.
Hey, that's exactly what you need here early in this second period for the Hurricanes. You draw a penalty. Now all of a sudden, you get your top-line guys out there, the guys that produce the goals. You got Estelin and Riker Ferry. They're not going to be on the ice for the start of this power play because they were just on the ice, but they will get a shift on this power play.
1-0 for 1 are Miami on that initial power play. It was a mini power play because that one started off after some 4-on-4 play. So Ray Owens will take it on the right dot. He'll take the draw back for Mensimer. Ray Owens wants to cycle it for Berg, but just gets bobbled back and forth. Owens settles it down. Owens sends it around for Jake Turlick. Turlick returns for Owens as Owens couldn't get it in front. Mensimer steps into his check, but it makes its way back towards the UM end. And starting things off with the second unit is Miami with Turlick alongside of Moore and Berg with Mensimer and Kagan out back. The UM power play only mustering up 7 goals on the season so far, the second fewest in the second division. One of the many reasons why they're 11th in College Hockey South Division 2 as Lynn tries to come in, backhander scores. The turnover shorthanded by Mason Morey, backhands that one top shelf, and Lynn have tied this game at 1.
Some of the problems of 2024 are starting to creep in for Miami.
7 goals on the season so far, the second
trying to
fewest
get this
in the
puck
second
out of
division.
their
One
zone.
of the many reasons why they're 11th
And a turnover
in
at
College
neutral
Hockey
ice,
South.
up at 1.
Mason Morey, right before the break, he had 1 goal and 6 points in 3 games prior to the break. Extend that to 2 goals and 7 points in 4 for the junior Mason Morey. As that one was attempted by Astulin straight into the glove of Tristan Falsetto, who himself has had tender, as he has to hold off the Miami power play for another 47.
That really stings, letting that shorthanded goal go, but now you got your goal scorers out on the ice, maybe to take the lead once again.
Stone up top. Zadakis snaps the stick, comes back to the point. Stone with Astulin. Mensimer, the substitute for the broken stick of Zadakis. Mensimer lets that one go. Took a deflection off of the toe of Falsetto. Fensterstock able to keep it in. Riker Ferry got a goal today. Can he get another? Backhander for Ferry. Goes off of Falsetto, but Astulin recovers. Mensimer wanted to shoot. Then he does. Falsetto loose in front. It's sent down. Back to even.
Man, talk about Mensimer with a quality shot on net, causing traffic in front. He wasn't even supposed to be on the ice.
Now that time, that one was offside, unlike the one prior, as Moore was a little bit too far in front of the puck. And for Lynn, we've talked about how things have maybe not necessarily gone the way that they would have liked to, especially since the start of November, but having only 1 road game in the final 5 games of their 2025 helped them continue their campaign as Capitolo tries to go on the backhand, but he's cut off by McGuire. A quick tumble there from one of the Lynn players, that's Mark Andre, but it makes its way back to the point. Goes off of a body, trying to swipe it through for Jusko, down the length, Falsetto with a touch-up. Falsetto with Andre. Oh, Moore keeps it in. Jusko with Brandon Stein. Brandon Stein, not much of an impact so far today, but is able to jar that one loose as Moore eventually gets the clearance down, but through a wall of blue. And now the recovery. Scapituolo, backhander, settles. No one able to get it loose, no one able to get it through as Brandon Moore corrals a loose puck. That one just hit body after body as that one was in tight on Max Hoffman.
One thing I'm noticing early in the second period, the turnovers in the neutral zone are that's not going to work if you want to beat this Lynn squad.
And then you follow that up with an icing. I'm sure that just takes things from bad to worse in a way.
Yeah, no, Miami looking a little bit gassed out there. They can't make the change because of the icing. Definitely stings. You had all the momentum even after going into that penalty.
Falsetto will see the face-off on the opposite end as Miami's hemmed in after the icing. Valencia back to the point. Roca couldn't get that one through, but Morey continues to circle with Vicino. Vicino drops it off for Valencia. Eddie Valencia at the side of the net. Makes his way back from Miles Hartung. Big physical presence of the D3 side, making his D2 debut today as it's being fought in. Dowdy fed, Valencia blocked in front. Great diving attempt by Ricky Kashrakani, but Lynn still have it in the attacking end. Roca lets that one go and swallowed up. Loose puck, covered up once more by Hoffman.
Goodness, that was a crazy offensive chance for the Lynn Knights.
Great diving attempt by Ricky Kashrakani, but Lynn still have it in the attacking end. Roca lets that one go and swallowed up. Loose puck, covered up once more by Hoffman.
Right in front of Max Hoffman, and once again, Max Hoffman standing up.
Again with Harlan Jackson not being the #1 guy anymore like he was last year, and Jamie Brooks being predominantly with the D3 side. Max Hoffman has been the guy to really step up into the plate for UM as he watches that shot whistle past him to his left. Here goes Diduck. Back to the point for Haley. Lets that one go off of a skate. Fensterstock with Astulin and Ferry. That's the sequence. Ferry on the entry. Wants to go back for Astulin. He's tangled up. Couldn't get the shot through. No arms up from the officials as the attempted shot was blocked. Diduck gets cut off by Mensimer, but eventually gets it for Astulin, who's got to beat out his man Hughes. Mensimer continuing the hustle as he wanted Fensterstock in the slot. Stone off of the bench, into the play. Pivot. Astulin. As we're just past 13 and a half in the second period of play. Out of reach. Mensimer can't do it either, but it allows both teams to get some breathers. And a little bit of indecisiveness from Astulin probably prevented a UM opportunity on net as Lynn will reverse course with Sheffield. Sam Sheffield looking for his first goal of the season. Bodied off by Ray Owens. Ferry with a touch-up so Berg can spring loose. Now's the chance for Adam Berg if he can get to it. Berg, wide angle, high and wide. Ferry had to be careful as he got off just before he made contact with the puck. So no 6 men on the ice penalty there as it's a poking battle right in front of the UM bench.
Miami might have got away with one there.
Sudeikis lets it fly. Falsetto with a stop. Loose in front. Jusko with a swipe. Side of the net. Can't get it through. Sheffield with a clearance, but kept in. Not for long. Lynn get it out. Through the legs of Andre for Stone. Sudeikis. Evan Sudeikis has been so strong for Tommamello. He's participated in games with both D2 and D3 this season and has been a part of that top D pair today. They got to defend against Lynn. Shot goes wide from Urim. Andre rather. Cut off by Owens. Wanted to flip it for Turlick, but they weren't on the same page as Drew Constant works the wall. Turlick gets it out, and it's all alone for Evan Roca. A chance to split the D. Scapitolo in front. Hits the window, but it's a recovery for Quinn Judge. A couple of young guns working this line for Dave Morey. Side of the net. Hoffman with a stop there. Jusko wiggles past his man, but Judge waits for reinforcements. Pestered by Stone, circles around, Judge back, bobble, now a chance to spring loose the other way. Brandon Moore turns on the Jets. In front, Jusko, save, another one, Falsetto, third try, they score! The Canes continue to whack away after the delayed penalty. Jake Turlick, the beneficiary, 2-1 Miami.
This is why you keep the pressure on the goaltender right here. Miami finally getting an odd man rush
back,
like they wanted.
Bobble, now a chance to
Great
spring loose to the way.
The
Brandon Moore
turns
turns on the Jets.
Penalty.
In front, Jusko, save, another one. Falsetto, third try, they score!
And the Canes take a 1-goal lead, 2-1.
glove down. Hughes takes the body, gets it loose from McGuire. Estelin does nose behind him, so Dowdy recovers. And that will be held on by Hoffman. And we saw many hands up in the air. Is that for the
here? Vicino and Castro.
Coincidental between in losing your senior defenseman slash forward, predominantly plays forward, but having that open ice really comes at the advantage on 4-on-4, and losing a key guy like Vicino for 2 minutes, maybe not exactly what the Knights are looking for, but the Canes will take the draw after Zadakis gets it from Owens. A big collision on the Lynn bench as Owens Hoffman stands tall. Kagan eventually gets it free. Wanted to spring Mensimer loose, but Sheffield read the play.
Lynn looked like they wanted to get a
opportunities. It's just that for UM, the question is creating more of their own to counter. As Sam Stone wanted to spring Gupta free.
well. But they are up 2-1 though.
Off Hockey Network crew with you here in Kendall Ice Arena. Lynn's there as that one gets played back for Fencerstock. I'm sure has been absolutely been having something. Scrap in the corner. Morey hangs the zone. Kept along by Noche. Noche trying to get a career high. Alex skates it to center. Allows Miami to change. Roca has to watch that one sputter outside of the line as it comes in for Scapatolo. Asaro across, only McGuire as Noche comes off of the bench. Backhands that one for Jack Jusko, who wanted to allow Brennan Moore to come. It's that one for Jack Jusko, who wanted to allow Brennan Moore to come free, but Ricky Kashikani hangs on instead. To keep things going, and after a win in Embry-Riddle and a tie versus Embry-Riddle in a home-and-home, they were coming off of a 4-game losing streak, a pair versus USF and a pair against Middle Tennessee State. They want to try to get back in the W column like the way they did versus Embry-Riddle and not like the Hoffman as Lynn continued to work in the Miami end. Esposito along the side, tries to center, and Kagan is the lone man back. A quick shot was steered away by Hoffman as it makes its way into the corner. He's got Jared Fencerstock alone, but they couldn't connect. Kagan. Long puck had all Kashikani as it's still on the side of the net. Kashikani lets it loose. Kashikani up alongside. Haley keeps it in. Eventually it's loose, and now a chance. It's Ferry with Estulin. We've seen them go before. Ferry kicked away by Falsetto. Wind up from distance. Fulsey coming up, and that'll be a stoppage in play as we are likely going to have our first penalty of the third.
Yeah, that's the second time a Lynn player has taken a shot at a Hurricane. Cross check right to the chest. That's going to
opportunity for Miami to potentially increase their 1-goal lead.
And now you'll notice the top line once again out there, Riker Ferry.
So you got 125 of the original penalty on Hughes and 146 now, 3 before it becomes a 26 seconds, 5 on 4. Fencerstock.
Estelin
Side
take
of the
this,
net, 5 on 4. Fencerstock.
Estelin
Side
take
of the
this
net.
feed here.
Fencerstock
Give
goes
it
high
go
and wide
action.
out of play.
But
a beautiful chance for...
Unfortunately, Fencerstock airmails it, so it remains a 1-goal game.
Miami take the draw for Alina Sulin. Zedakis. And as he works wide, Astulin, Stone, Zedakis.
Absolute beautiful cycle there for the Hurricanes.
Way to the point. Astulin, he has not been shy
Estulin
about
kind of
winding
lost
up,
that puck
and
there,
he
but
might
they're
do
able
so
to
again
keep it.
as he works
He kind
wide.
of keeps the whole
Astulin,
play alive
Stone,
here.
Zedakis,
Great feed from
with
Stone.
the blast, they score!
Zedakis D to D, and the Canes take a 2-goal lead, 3-1.
The magic number is 3 for both of these squads. As Lynn, they have not fared well. Third goal against them, especially because Lynn and not trying to mis-ID anyone. So
It's a bit confused because usually you see an official, you know, wave their hands. That usually means you're ejected. And now, wave their hands. That usually means you're ejected. And now it's like, oh, for a tripping call?
but they wanted to trade out Grady Abbin for Kyle McGuire. It's sent in tight. Fensterstock, beautiful block, but can't get it out. Mason Moray walks in off of a body in front. Second chance by Sheffield, takes a block from Astulin. Hoffman on the scramble, still loose. Hoffman on a dive, and eventually finds a loose puck.
Hoffman's really stood up in his creek. Excellent job there by Stone disrupting the play, and then Fensterstock getting it out of the zone.
Right around the 7.5 mark of the third. Moray weaves through one and has got two in his face. 20 seconds to go on the man advantage for the Fighting Knights. Sheffield, beautiful diving effort by Lynn Esselin to get the one back to center. He goes off for a sub. Vicino, Dowdy, walks in, 8 seconds remain, lets that one go, off a body, second chance, Hoffman, backdoor swiped away beautifully off the goal line by Mensimer. But a whistle after the fact, and we might be having another penalty with 1 second remaining on the a chance to tie, but could not.
Max Hoffman once again
Vicino,
proving
Dowdy,
he can really play, and the Miami Hurricanes shut it down.
Stick off of the goal line, and it's loose. Was by Mason Moray, unassisted, shorthanded. Was by Mason Moray, unassisted, shorthanded. Vicino comes in, just makes his way towards the corner as Lynn start their comes in, just makes his way towards the corner as Lynn start their setup.
Penalty to take if you're Doherty. You got a one-on-one opportunity, and now it's a 4-on-4 for it'll be a power play for Miami, but I think I'd take the over. Letting Estulin have his ways with the goal. Goaltender.
Especially considering how Lynn Estulin already a pair of assists, leading point getter for Miami. That's something you don't want to put right in front of. Your goaltender, who has not really had the same number of starter reps per se. But we do have a 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and then it'll be just a little under a minute power play as the back first. Turlick sends it in deep. And he's just gonna whip that one around and force Lynn to come back. With Roca. Owens, Fensterstock, eventually corrals, And a little bit too much as it was played with a high stick. And a little bit too much as it was played with a high stick. But another or in favor of the Canes. And especially with a 2-goal deficit, with the shorthanded opportunity coming up, assuming Lynn kills everything, they've got a timeout, maybe bring Falsetto to the bench.
Another important thing to mention is the one goal that Lynn even has is a shorthanded goal. So you don't want to sleep in handed goal. So you don't want to sleep and let Lynn get an offensive opportunity behind your back.
Especially because they've been so dangerous, you could argue that Hoffman's bailed them out a couple times, but Miami very committed to laying the body in front. Now Turlick's the body in front, across, fires, and an amazing save by Falsetto. He might have saved the game for the Lynn Knights. Advantage for Miami.
Remy Kagan, man, he was gracious. A great save there by Falsetto.
So Stone, he's got Berg and Owen, so this is likely going to be the second unit for Tom Amello, right as the power play is going to start for Miami, just a little over 50 seconds. 51 now with Riker Ferry being the extra man out. Looks like they're ready to sub on Astulin with Berg. Stone gets hemmed down by Scopatulo, and Berg continues to circle. Wanted to hit Ferry, but could not. Didick. Just under 3 minutes to go in the game. Hits the side of the net. No one quite able to get anything to go. Morey in front. Hoffman the save. Loose puck side of the net. Swatted out by Berg. But it's going to be a high sticking against Miami with 20 seconds to go on the man advantage. So this likely will bring the face-off back in front of Hoffman.
Once again, though, we talk about the dangers of the shorthanded opportunities for Lynn. Miami's got to hang on for 2:40. Lynn players looking pretty gassed. It looks like they're going to take their timeout now. At least that's what it seems like.
Probably no better time than ever.
Take the timeout.
There's that Dave Moore in regulation. 2 minutes into the penalty box for Evan Zedakis, with another 11 seconds for Jackson Dowdy. So with the face-off in the attacking end, Dowdy will come off. We'll continue to support University of Miami hockey the way that you have every single time that we are on the air. Every time these guys go on the road, continue to support your University of Miami Hurricanes hockey with anything that you can, whether it's on Venmo, by viewing us. And one of the people who have been helping us the whole way through, Wells Fargo Advisors, the first ever sponsor of the University of Miami Hockey Network. Help your financial future with Wells Fargo Advisors. Back onto the ice with a 4-on-4 for another 13 seconds. Miami continue to work into the defensive zone. 4-on-4. Up top, Morey deflected. Ustelin able to scores. The nail in the coffin for Lion Estelin.
We talk about, this is why you don't let him have a one-on-one opportunity right here.
4-on-4. Up top, Morey deflected. Ustelin able to spring loose. Lion Estelin will spring loose. Lion Estelin's got a lane in front. Estelin, scope, got a lane in front. Estelin, scores!
And then beats one of the defender, and then beats the pad side. All Falsetto and the Canes put the nail in the coffin.
Dowdy went back. Canes working exceptionally with that 5-on-4 power play goal and a shorthanded goal themselves.
Absolute worst case scenario though if you're Lynn.
Moore backhands easily. Falsetto. As Lynn will have the power play advantage for the next 1:11. And with Lynn, what can you take out of this one to bring into tomorrow's game back at Palm Beach?
Well, we've been harping it the whole game. The missed opportunity.
And with Lynn, what can you take out of this one to bring into tomorrow's game back at Palm Beach?
Well, we've been harping it the whole game. The missed opportunities, the undisciplinedness, had just say this is one of the best games they've played all year. This is a very talented Lynn squad.
1 of 5 in a final play right now for Lynn, as that's swatted to the side. Vicino gets stripped away. Now a chance. Jonathan Nas. Jared Fensterstock alongside. Nas, Fensterstock, wide. You normally see on the fourth line, Jonathan Nas into the mix.
Yeah, it's been great to see all the different names that we've been saying tonight. Obviously, you have the main goal scorers and Riker.
Performance by the Knights. Score aside, Lynn has played pretty well for the most part, but in the final minute of play, they are likely going to be giving the 2 points and leaving them here at Kendall. As a man is down on the ice, and you have the man trying to just brace for impact. As Ricky Kashikani, he makes his way up. 54 seconds remain in the game. 15 on the Zadakis power play. And Kashikani might have took a whack to the. Over the shoulders area, which just isn't.
Tempers flare when you're down by a lot, and if I'm Lynn, I'm going to get any game misconducts that'll set you back another couple periods the next game. But it looks like Ricky Kashikani's heading to the locker room with an apparent jaw injury.
I mean, at that point, with under best offensive players, because he got ejected from the game, there's a post dressed in the blue and silver.
It's just, I would say, unexcusable.